Hello and welcome to another video. Today I am back with another charity shop haul. This is actually 2 days worth of charity shop hauls. I went on Monday, got a bunch of stuff, and I went today, which is Wednesday, got a bunch of stuff as well. So I've just kind of like combined them into one. I've not separated them out into kind of like Monday and today. They're all just in a pile, and we'll go through them. But I got some really decent stuff. Starting with this, I have never actually read anything by Clark Ashton Smith, but he was a contemporary of Lovecraft, and he also did cosmic horror, like Lovecraft did. And this is just an awesome cover. I got this for £1. And this is just really nice. As usual, doesn't want to focus. There we go. And this is volume 2. It was released as one volume as well, but it was also released as 2 separate volumes. I have a few anthologies like that, which have volume 1 and volume 2, and also have like complete volume. Something I did quite a lot in the 70s. This particular edition is from 74, I believe. It is from 74, yes. And it includes a bunch of his stories. All of those, in fact. Which you might just be able to read that. But yeah, love that cover. The volume 2 has an awesome cover as well. I'll pop a picture of that like up there. So I will be on the lookout for volume 2 as well. But yeah, this tends to go for kind of like £15 upwards on eBay. So really good find for £1 there. Really good find for £1, I should say. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I picked up this Hex, Death is Only the Beginning by Robert Curry Ford. Never heard of this guy. But it's something to do with some kind of haunted doll by the looks of it, or some kind of like voodoo doll kind of thing. And yeah, looks quite interesting. This again was like £1. Can't complain with that. Next we got John Saul book. Never see John Saul books in charity shops. I have a few John Saul books. Don't have this one. And a lot of people say like he's a really good author. I need to get around to kind of like reading some of his stuff at some point. But yeah, real nice find. You don't see him very often. It's got a tear out of the corner, but not really an issue. This was like 50p. Yeah, nice find. Next one, if you remember from my last video, I picked up 2 books by Christina Henry, based on Alice in Wonderland. I picked up, which ones were they? I think they were just called Alice and the Red Queen, which are the first 2 books in her Alice in Wonderland story, in her Alice in Wonderland series. And people told me that actually she's kind of like a really good author, and her other books are really decent as well. That charity shop had 3 other books, which I didn't pick up at the time. But after all these people kind of like recommended them, I went back in and I got those 3 other books. So we have The Girl in Red, which is based on Little Red Riding Hood. She seems to kind of like specialize in these fairy tale retellings. Got that one. The Mermaid, obviously based on Little Mermaid. Seems to be a nice twisting of reality where P.T. Barnum himself kind of like finds a mermaid and like captures it, which is interesting. P.T. Barnum wrote the original Little Mermaid. Did he? Or didn't he? I think it was P.T. Barnum. But yeah, that was the second one. And third one is Lost Boy, which, as you might imagine, is based on Peter Pan. That sounds really interesting from the back of that, I have to say. All of these sound really interesting, and people have said that like these fairy tale books that she writes like really good. So yeah, nice additions to the collection there. Next we have John Connolly, The Book of Lost Things. This particular shop had quite a few John Connolly books, but one I already had. Another one was just kind of like a standard thriller. I don't tend to pick up thrillers, but this looks like a proper horror book. 12 being The Crooked Man. Yeah, seems quite good, and I've heard good things about this one as well. This next one I bought simply because those 3 Christina Henry books, that particular shop had buy one get one free on the books, so I just grabbed something that looked vaguely cool, and that was this. Monsters and Men is part of a series called Chaos Walking. It's not one I've read or really am kind of like planning on reading, but I picked this up because honestly it looked like it might be worth a little bit. I had a look and it turns out it's not, but I really like the dust jacket on this because the dust jacket is actually clear, which if I take this off you can kind of see that is a really interesting design for a dust jacket, and that actually looks quite cool. So I'm going to kind of like research that series, and if it does sound like something that's up my alley, then I'll keep it. If not, then I'll probably send it on back to the charity shops. But like I said, I needed to pick another book and I just grabbed one at random quickly. This one is quite a large book. Classic Ghost Stories. This seems to be kind of like more focused at kids, looking at the artwork from that, but it's got a lot of big authors in there: Edgar Allan Poe, Washington Irving, Bram Stoker. It says on the back. I've noticed that some of these are kind of like excerpts because it does contain like the contents page does say kind of like Dracula and Frankenstein are in this, but they're actually just extracts from it, as you'd expect with a book of this size. Not going to have the whole of Dracula in it, but we have quite nice artwork in this. To be honest, there's some decent artwork. Have a bigger look at that Telltale Heart one, page 84, because that is really nice, I have to say. Will it give me a bigger picture of that? Oh no, it doesn't. It's the same, kind of the same size, kind of there, a few pages in. This also says it's an extract, so a lot of these are just going to kind of like be edited down versions of these, which honestly kind of makes them unique in a way. Kind of like edited down, abridged versions of these stories makes for unique versions of them, like Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, again extract. So I think most of these are kind of like extracts. there's probably a few like full-size stories in there, like Man-Sized in Marble by E. Nesbitt. Doesn't say extract on, so that'll be the full thing. But yeah, this does look really interesting, and as I say, even though it appears to be aimed more at a younger audience, it does look like a pretty decent book, gotta say. Yeah, pretty cool. Few more left. I don't want to put any more books in that pile because that pile is looking rickety. I will. Yeah, this is a non-fiction book. Over Her Dead Body, Death, Femininity, and the Aesthetic. So this is talking about kind of like death in media and how it kind of like deals with that, like specifically female death in media, and how it's kind of like explored in culture and fiction and stuff like that. Which yeah, looks really interesting, I have to say. It's really quite dense. I mean, you can, this is a large book, and look at the size of that text. That text is very small. So yeah, you can see this is kind of like a 450-page book. Really quite dense, but it's something that, you know, is kind of like a companion piece to a lot of the fiction that I do read. That is quite a nice find, and I've always liked the Nightmare by Fuseli on the cover. That's quite a famous painting. I've always liked that painting, and nice choice of cover there. I've got 2 left. We're nearly there. So we have Majestic by Whitley Strieber. Now this is more veering into kind of like sci-fi stuff. I don't tend to read a lot of alien kind of stuff, but I like the cover. And you know, I thought, why not? I don't like the author photograph. He looks really fucking smug there, doesn't he? He looks really smug. That is not a good photograph of him, I have to say. But there's your blurb in there. It is about the Roswell crash, and it's kind of like a metafiction kind of thing, taking like some of the actual release documents and kind of like weaving fictional stuff in there as well. So that is that does sound interesting, I have to say. And the cover's cool, even though it is kind of like ripping off E.T. or kind of like ripping off that famous painting by Da Vinci. But yeah, it is probably more. I mean, E.T. ripped off Da Vinci. I'm gonna say it's not influenced by E.T. But obviously E.T.'s an alien thing, so kind of like ties in. You know what I'm saying. I'm just rambling at this point. I've been talking for too long. The last one I have is another non-fiction book, Ritual and Magic. And this is just a book about, as it says, ritual and magic in kind of like folklore and culture and history, etc. I like interesting histories like that. Stuff about like witchcraft and stuff like that always interests me, so I tend to pick those up when I see them. And that is everything that I got. Quite a lot. I obviously, as you know, I don't usually get this much stuff, but I got all that stuff on Monday, and I didn't quite have time to record a video on Monday, but I knew that I was going for another charity shop run on Wednesday, so I thought I might as well just wait and see if I pick up other stuff and then combine it into one. So that's how I've ended up with kind of like this mega bundle that I've just shown off. But that is everything that I picked up this week. I may not do one next week. I may not be going charity shop hunting next week. I'm probably going to be a little bit busy, but the week after, I should be back. And obviously, if I pick anything up, I'll do a video on it, and we'll take a look. But that is everything for now. So if you enjoyed this video, please click like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.